My hand and my brush kind of fit in here. Same thing, it's nice to be able to dry the paint so you can flip around and get all the sides that you want to get painted. Open, they're just cubbies inside. Tricksters. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I'm back in the studio and I'm making over some of my thrifted finds. So I've got a few little cubbies. We're getting into that season that we're bringing our decorations, not only for spooky season and Thanksgiving, but Christmas. So I really wanted to get some type of cubbies, risers, so somebody can bring out their decor and make little cute little groupings with it. So that is what I'm sharing with you in today's video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Yvonne and I love a good hunt out in the wild looking for treasures, not only to resell or to decorate my own home with, but to make over. If I see a little bit of inspiration on something that somebody has discarded and is unwanted anymore and I have a vision for it, I love to share it here on the channel with you. So first I'm going to start off with this. Now this is a cubby new with tag. It still has a little tag on. So it was made to be hung, but not everybody has that space or the ability to hang something. Especially it's got the double, like where they want you to double hang it. Yeah, I mean, you can, but you know, a lot of people are like, no, I don't really want to deal with that. So my idea when I thrifted this is I was going to cut this bottom off, no longer use it for like that you have to hang it up or put a towel or anything. I'm going to make it so that it's just something that you sit on another object to put decor on. So it's got cute little extra storage pieces, got some beautiful area for some decor, and we're just going to paint it a fun color. I love that it has metal. I'm not taking the metal off or discarding the metal. I am just going to play a little bit with the metal. So I'm just going to use the bandsaw in the hopes that I'm going to get this straight. Okay, so I got one side cut. I don't know if this is all glued maybe. There we go. Got that part apart. And then now we're going to go ahead and do the other side. I want to sand this just a little bit. I think I did good matching it up, so is that really thin, lightweight wood, so I'm not going to worry about the metal right now. We're going to paint and then wipe off distress. It'll be fine, so I'm not too worried about that, but I do want to seal everything in because I'd like it to have an old finish with some shellac. So for this little cubby, I'm going to be using DIY's paint, the clay-based paint in Apothecary. I'm just doing some lighter mint greenies to go in with the season, the classic kitchen look, which goes with the reds and your greens of the holidays that are coming up. So, and like I said, I'm just going to paint right over the metal. And since I can water distress this, I can wipe it off the metal. I'm not too over worried. I just really want it to have that old-timey look, that vintage vibe. The shellac prevents the paint from completely just soaking into this raw, dry wood that it was. Nice choice of paint to use since I can do that extra stress on the metal, then I don't have to try to tape off that little bitty band of metal that's all around it. And I am going to do the inside because I don't want this to look like I just painted a new piece. Not my funnest thing to do inside of drawers, but I don't know. I think it'll be worth it. So you cover up this wood. Sometimes part of flipping items is doing things that you don't necessarily... That's not my favorite thing to do, but it's got to be done sometimes. At least I'm not picking white and I have to do multiple colors of it. Or multiple coats of it. The reason I like DIY paint is that I can take a heat gun to it and I can dry it because I need to do the back side of this. I can get this dry and then work on all the other areas without having to wait for it necessarily to dry. On its own anyway, without the help of a heat gun. See, now it's dry and I can paint the back. That works out wonderful for me. Being able to keep working on a project. Yep, I'm doing all the sides of the little drawers. They're not little, but you know, the drawers too. So in this piece, I'm going to start off by water distressing it, especially where that metal is. So basically what it's doing is just taking the paint off the metal here and there. I forgot to dry a dry cloth to wipe off. Trying to work with the grain of the wood. DIY paint distresses very easily. Nice thing about it, if you don't like it, just paint back over it and try it again. I'm not looking to get all the paint off of it. I kind of like the patina of the paint being on the metal. And then where a piece was touched a lot. So now that I have it distressed the way that I want it, I'm going to go ahead and seal it in with some matte clear coat. Okay, so now we're going to finish this up with some of the aging wax. I just love the patina that it does on these pieces. So just straight on, because I sealed it in with clear. Now I'll take some of the clear wax, both by fusion, and we'll start buffing it off, leaving it all those details that dirt and debris would get into. Oh, I just love the patina of aging wax and clear wax together. Just really finishes off the piece. So I have this galvanized. It's new age galvanized. It does have some rusty crusty going on with it, but as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, this would be wonderful for somebody to display their collections. If I had room on my countertop, it would be awesome for my Santa mugs. There's that. But yes, because it's got that nice deep shelf. You can put a little vignette display in it for your holiday season coming up. So I thought I really need to get this painted. And this one does have where you can hang it up on the wall too. But my idea was to make it so you could sit it down. Okay, first things first, is we're going to take some Dawn dish soap, some hot water, and we're going to wipe our piece down, get anything that might prevent paint from sticking. To get paint to stick on this, especially and to seal that rust that's happening on that bottom shelf, I'm going to spray it with a couple coats of shellac. So for the metal, I'm going to go ahead and do pantry drawer. I'm doing the classic old-timey green. I think it'll be wonderful. So I'm using Sweet Pickins milk paint, hoping for an old-timey look. So Sweet Pickins is a dry powder paint. Stick that back in. So you mix equal parts powder to equal parts paint. And you just stir it for 2 minutes, incorporating the powder in with the liquid. It will bubble, it will aerate. I just use a plastic knife to stir it. Seems to work just fine. Kind of smushing and scraping the bottom to make sure that all the dry stuff is incorporated with the water. And then just keep stirring for 2 minutes and set it off to the side and let it thicken up a bit before you use it. Okay, now that this has sat up, I'm going to do, if I have to do it inside because that's all showing. So just a nice thin coat. Luckily, my hand and my brush kind of fit in here. I'm going to hit this with the heat gun just so that my paint doesn't roll down and I get drips or anything before moving on painting another area. So I'm going to do the same thing, hit it with the heat gun. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to the second coat. I'm going to give that milk paint just a little bit of a spray, a little bit of a mist. And then we're going to proceed on painting that second coat. I've already done the inside of this, hitting it with weird angles that I couldn't get in the camera frame. So hello, chippy, crackling, crazing goodness all over the place. So before I finish anything up on this, I want to seal this in so when I go to wax it and bring out all that chippiness goodness, that it doesn't all come off. So we're just going to use the clear matte spray. Okay, time to do some wax on this piece, and we're going to go with that aging wax. So aging wax right on top of it. Now if you need like a little brush, you know, to make sure that you're getting in the little crevices, That's a good little tip. You don't want to leave any unwaxed behind because it won't be the same color as the wax. Now at this point, while I'm waxing, anything that's going to chip is going to chip off, and that is okay because that is the look I was hoping for. You just never know. Sometimes the patina is just crackled, but this one did it all. It crackled, crazed, the whole everything. So yay! So the clear coat seals the paint in, and then it really prevents me from getting the green paint too dark. If I didn't seal it in, the green paint would really change its colors, and I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for the wax to get down into the crevices, the crackling and the crazing. You'll see here in a minute. So that's what it does. It gets into all those deep and then just pops that color, really gives it the finished look. So then I have this little cubby, and I love that it has a drawer, because not only can you stuff and hide trinkets or whatnot, that things that you need, your keys in it, you can actually pull it out and put some decor. So this is a beautiful top area for some floral, a candle, you know, anything that you can imagine. It can be hung. It does have a nail hole all the way through. So we're just going to give it a little bit updated look, giving it some paint. So there's just way too many angles to try to sand everything. So spray and shellac is going to help the paint that I'm going to put on here. That way I'm kind of saving myself a step of trying to prep sand it. Sticking with the clay-based paint, I'm going to go ahead and do DIY's Little Black Dress. This is very heavily pigmented. Now for this one, since it is old-timey wood, I'm not going to paint the inside of the drawer. I'm going to leave that patina of that old wood. Oh, the cubby, the inside the cubbies. Yep, you got to do the inside because somebody will see it. It's so hard to get inside a cubby to be able to see if you got everything. You're definitely, I don't know, me, I'm going to come out with my hands all painted, that's for sure. So I think I got most of the inside. Same thing, it's nice to be able to dry the paint so you can flip around and get all the sides that you want to get painted. Okay, now to sand this, I'm just going to go along the edges. This is because it's so glossy underneath. I don't want it to like necessarily distress too awful much. Trying to do a little bit of control here because I love these beautiful details. So I kind of want to, I'd like to bring them out. So now I'm going to use some Jolie's black wax, black on black. Anything else, dark wax is better on black paint because you don't want that chalky look. If I put clear wax on it, you might get that chalky look. So we're just going to put the black wax on, and if it distressed any more, then that, so be it. It was meant to be. Wax on, wax off. Dollar Tree floral foam to make a base. Not going to glue it in or anything. And then I have this beautiful wheat because we're still in that season right now anyway. And I'm actually going to cut individual stems off because I think it's going to be, with the base, it'll be way too tall. This one makes it a little low to be able to stick it in. So I'm taking that one off. Doesn't mean I can't use that for a different project. So I have this battery operated candle to pull the drawer out. I have this little green wreath. So I put new batteries in it. We can kind of stuff that in there. And then actually I would just set them. I wouldn't glue because you have to take that on and off. The extra little wheat pieces in with the greenery. So I have this baby grass stem, which is similar to what this is. I just couldn't do it. I just had to have greenery up here in the top wheat. Also, it just didn't look finished to me. So that's what I'm doing, just adding some of it, picking out the darker pieces that match this a little bit closer. And then that makes me feel better. There's still a little bit of green out there in fall. When I thrifted this item, I was like, I thought it was real drawers. It is not. None of them open. They're just cubbies inside. Tricksters. So, yeah. So I do want to make this over. I do want to do something with it. Not only will I paint it over, but I'll add decor in it for you all to inspire you of what I envision for it. So yes, I'm going to give it a new paint color. And what trickery having fake drawers like that. Give this a bath. Fake drawers. Who comes up with that idea? Right. This is getting shellacked also. I'm going to do for one of the little cubbies a red wagon. This is a fun little color, like a barn red. So I sell in an antique store or on eBay. So old-timey looks in our store seem to sell better than crisp new paint jobs. So that's why I'm always looking for a paint that will give me that old-timey look, or I can distress to make it look like it's old. You just have to determine where you're at, where you're selling, what your buying audience is. So I have good luck with items that are distressed, that are chippy, that I've just kind of made to look old, reproductions. It's a fun color. The thing about these paints, like the DIY clay base and then the milk paint that is dry, is you can change and play with your colors at the end after you have it all painted with waxes and whatnot and distressing, and kind of tweak it to what you have envisioned it to be. So I don't know if seriously I can get my hand inside. So I'm going to see what it looks like just painting the outside because I'm going to feel the inside is just the angle of it. So I'm going to go ahead and paint and see what it looks like very carefully the outside. There is that, you know, sometimes if you're not spraying it or anything, it's kind of hard to get into areas to be able to paint them. So you just want to try to make as clean as a line as you can and then see how it looks not being painted. So I kind of picked the red for this one because of the red in this wood. And I also like that inside detail that nobody will ever really see of that, this side being an old box and not painting and covering that wording up. Here again, we can speed up our process by being able to, it's funny though, doorknobs, the little fake knobbies are tacks. Now that I'm at this angle, I can tell that. That my paint is dry. I do have some crackling, some crazing. I think that the red wagon goes well with the red in the wood, so I'm not going to worry about trying to get into that space. But I am going to distress a little bit. Oops, sandpaper's not just right. So just some 220 sandpaper just to run it across. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of aging wax just to seal this in and to darken up that red paint. Oh my gosh, it just brings this piece to life. It makes, between the paint itself and the sanding, it just makes it look like this has been around forever. Red to me is a classic color. Can go into every area of one's home. And with the distressing, it looks like it's been around, it's been made out of salvaged wood, which it has. Just wish we could see the writing inside, but yes. And I can put it on the other part to tone down that glossy from where I thought I was going to paint the inside, but I didn't. The glossy of the shellac. Okay, so now the trauma of coming in the house and doing it, and you have a kitty cat who thinks greenery should be his play toy. But I'm just trying to fill up my little thing here. Tater. So just put a piece in there, and then this time we're going to go ahead and stick it from the bottom. So I like that look from the black one, so we're going to kind of do the same thing with this one. Just making it so you'll be able to turn that on and off. Put some more wheat pieces up here. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Yes, little cubbies, little things that you can add things to, greenery, wheat, Santa mugs, anywhere you can display your little treasures that you find, your collections, or just the seasonal items that you like. They are good sellers, so I don't pass them up if they are reasonable to be able to flip for a profit. So give me a quick comment down below which of the items I made over today was your favorite, and have I inspired you to look at secondhand finds in a new way. Again, thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much, y'all. Helped us reach that goal of 100,000. That is just unbelievable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are new and you're checking out the channel for the first time and you want to become part of that amazing family, please hit that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know we uploaded a new video. And we will see you next time, guys. And you can see what we're up to. Bye.